So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Product Plenary. I hope you're all having a great time at Transformation World so far. It's actually been quite a year. The last time, as Yasmin said, that I was on this stage, I was introducing Keyano to you. And this year, we're going to see what it looks like right now and also what's coming next. We've got new features, new innovations, and I'm really excited to walk you through that today. But first, I'd like to talk to you about why we built Keyano in the first place. Simply put, we wanted to open up possibilities. Possibilities for senior leaders to jump on those opportunities that this frankly intense pace of global change throws up as and when it happens today. Possibilities for senior IT leaders to say yes to new tools and technologies that are announced on stages just like this one. Our goal has always been to make your data landscape support you and your business success, never allowing it to hold you back. Because change is now happening so regularly, and we all live that every day, from changes in international business relationships to completely massive regulatory shifts. The need to be able to change your IT systems at scale and at speed is no longer a nice to have. It's really a must. And we built Keyano to give you ongoing transparency and to enable that agility to seize opportunities. When we announced Keyano last year, we talked about expanding the capabilities in many different directions. Of course, we're still supporting and innovating on Crystal Bridge, the product that many of you know and love for our classical SAP to SAP migrations, but now there's also so much more. Looking back, we talked about ongoing agility assessment, NE to SAP migration, and deeper ecosystem enablement. So let's take a look at where we are with those today. We've been enhancing the agility analysis with input from you, our partners and customers, to include metrics and benchmarks for KPIs that really matter for your business. The Agility Index gave us a good foundation, but the real shift began when we started turning that data into direction. And today, you no longer need to sift through that manually. You can simply define a scenario, ECC to S4, carve out whatever that might be, and the platform selects the right KPIs for your journey. That includes configuration, but not as a static list. It's dynamic, it's selective, and it's completely scenario-based. Whether you're looking at customizing volatility or controlling inconsistencies or duplicated structures, you decide what's relevant, and we deliver the lens to analyze it. And once your analysis is ready, you don't need an expert task force to help you interpret the results. Our Keyano Copilot helps you make sense of it all. It highlights misalignments, exposes hidden complexity, and tracks dependencies and progress over time. It's kind of like having a transformation analyst or advisor at your fingertips where you need it, with no setup, no training, and no waiting. You can start by yourself. Essentially, we give you everything that you need to understand your SAP landscape immediately, with a historic lens that reveals patterns and helps build confidence for your next steps. And while we've mastered that for SAP, new sources and systems are next. So soon, you'll be able to analyze across your full enterprise stack and steer transformation from a shared view. Another major addition last year was to offer migration from non-SAP to SAP. Today, we call that Keyano Crossway. It's a powerful new cloud solution that's purpose-built to handle complex cloud-native migrations from any source into SAP. And Crossway, together with our Bluefield approach, completely reimagines how consolidation and migration projects are done. It scans your source systems, intelligently maps and models raw data from tables into business objects, applies transformation rules, and executes the transformation, all in a controlled and repeatable way. The intention is, of course, to ensure we are never, ever starting from scratch, and that we build, learn, rebuild content and intelligence into the solution so that you get a faster start with trusted, reusable templates and procedures. And best of all, Crossway is fully integrated with Orchestrator, which I'll talk a little bit about later, and Keyano Foundation, so that you get a completely seamless experience from planning to execution. So with this, we're aiming to set a new standard for migration, one that's intelligent, fast, modular, and built for the cloud. So you've heard a lot about what we've built this year, but now I really want you to hear it from people who've used it. Please help me welcome to the stage Robert Fielder from Aon, Chris Doherty from Pfizer, and Clemens Vögele from Friedhelm Loh Group. Thank you all so much for joining me on stage. Robert, let's start with you. Aon took a minimal downtime on target approach. You were one of our first pilot projects. What were the key business drivers that led to this?
So overall, there were key main advantages of minimized downtime on target. So number one, obviously, minimized downtime, like the name says. It's an easy one. So in the end, we're enabling our operating business to keep operating. We minimize the downtime from around 4 days to just 1 night. So they can just seamlessly keep operating. Advantage number two is a risk reduction. Because when we say we migrate to a staging area, like we explained earlier in our MDT presentation, this staging area is not yet productive system. So like this, we have more time for validation, for testing, and only when the data quality is fine, we then take the data, do the data move from our staging area into the productive environment. And the last advantage is flexibility, because obviously, if you can just shift this data move from one night to the next, whenever your data quality is good enough, then you're flexible in extending validation phases and reacting to any outside circumstances, like a new project that came up just the last month, you know? So increased flexibility was also great.
Okay, thanks, Robert. The balance of precision and business continuity is also something that we're hearing a lot from other customers. Chris, Pfizer migrated a massive system in your project with a target of 90 hours downtime, where only 54 were dedicated to migration.
Yep.
Tell me about Go Live.
Well, I'm still here, still have a job. This is, I guess it was pretty good. It was highly successful, I would say. We migrated about 45 terabytes of data out of that 85. That compressed down to about 5.5, so pretty substantial with HANA. 44 hours. That wasn't the goal. The goal was 56. So, and we'd hit 56 for about 4 or 5 mock loads in a row. Didn't expect to get to 44. But when you put everybody on break for 90 hours, you know, the system's pretty quiet. The network's pretty quiet. So I think that really helped us accelerate there. The other thing is we were prepared for a very long hypercare period. We thought we'd be there 24/7 for a month. After 2 weeks, maybe less, we were talking, okay, how do we really back this off? We're killing people. We don't need them here all the time. And we were quickly back to about 16/7. And I think even before the month was over, we said, okay, don't come on weekends. We'll call you if we need you. So I think that goes to show you how well everything went, and a great tribute to the combined team. We closed the books in August. It was an international quarter close. We're offset by a month. The U.S. books closed the following quarter, no issues. So, yeah, pretty impressive, and a great tool set, great company to work with.
Well, that's pretty impressive. Thank you, Chris. Now, Clemens, your team approached transformation from a completely different angle. You started with the Agility Index. What made you decide to begin there, and what were you hoping to gain?
We wanted to get rid of gut feelings and get to a more fact-based view of how our systems are actually used. That includes configuration, process complexity, and the differences in the units. The Agility Index helped us and gave us all this information in a structured and comparable way, and helped us to start more structured and data-driven conversations.
Well, a structured view generally helps, right?
Yeah.
Robert, back to you. Now that you've been through it, what advice would you give to someone else who's on the same journey?
I believe two things are key to such a pilot, in this case, minimize downtime on target. So number one is have a very detailed plan. Obviously, we're a pilot, so we were the first one to set it up. There was not a given plan, so we had to build it jointly with S&P. And in the end, we came up with, sorry to say, an Excel solution to really nail down every single task, step by step, line by line, who needs to click what, in which system, by what date time, on which date. So we knew exactly how that worked. And it didn't really stop with the migration itself, but even after that, so with all the validation steps, with all the infrastructure steps, before and after the migration, everything was documented. So this is advice number one. So really be nitty-gritty in such an explorative environment and nail everyone down to what needs to get done. And advice number two, we are running usually 4 test migrations with full scope during the year before go live. So in our rollout, for every year, we run a test migration 1, 2, 3, go live simulation, and then the 5th one is the go live. And this is very much needed because like this, you will explore all the changes with MDT, not just you and the central team, explore what needs to get done differently, but also all the validators, all the users testing the system. They then know on which client to log on. They know which data to validate on which client when in a migration. So in my eyes, two major things. Number one, detailed nitty-gritty plan. And number two is just a lot of repetitions before go live.
Great recommendations. I'm sure there's many people in the audience who are thankful for that. Chris, hitting such a target that Pfizer had was pretty ambitious. At what point in the journey did you feel confident that S&P could deliver?
So it wasn't all sunshine and roses, I'll say. We're a pretty skeptical group. We really questioned whether it was the right approach or not. So we did a proof of concept before we even started. And that was really successful. And that kind of helped drive the confidence in the process and in the tools. We did about, I think, 11 mock loads as part of the program. About mock 4 was when I think we really started to turn the corner. And we understood what we had to do, what we could do in the system, what we could do ahead of time, whether in uptime or downtime. And that really kind of drove the efficiency in the process. By Mach 7, we were basically chasing the small things at that point in time. We still had a fair amount of defects, but they weren't big defects. They were just going to take time. A lot of the financial reconciliation took some time to get through. We had 1,000 company codes. We diced it down to a little over 400 as part of this. So there was a lot of detail that had to get worked through on a 25-year-old plus system. So, yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. And thank you for your trust there, Chris.
Yes.
It was a It was a lot to put in us. Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, but we managed it. Clemens, you've mentioned how much variation you found across your different business units. How did the Agility Index help you compare the complexity across the different parts of your organization?
Yeah, it was eye-opening to see how much usage varies even within one system. Being able to compare units like Germany and India gave us a much deeper understanding of where harmonization makes sense or where the local customizing is justified. You can imagine such a level of benchmarking made abstract discussions obsolete.
And you're also helping us shape the next generation of the Agility Index. What kind of input are you contributing there?
We are working closely with S&P to define use cases and to ensure that the KPIs reflect what's really matter. For example, is the configuration scope actually in use, or how is the system behavior across regions? This collaboration helps tailor the solution, not only for us, but for others with similar complexity. And from my point of view, it's not just reporting, it's more and more becoming a steering tool.
Good. Thank you. And we are super happy that you're co-innovating with us, so thank you. Thank you all, not just for joining me on stage, but for your trust in S&P, for shaping what's next in Kyano, for your feedback and your input. Let's give them a warm round of applause, please, for Robert, Chris, and Clemens. Thank you. Now, of course, transformation doesn't happen in a vacuum. Our partner ecosystem is a huge part of how we scale, adapt, and deliver. And it's, of course, one of the reasons why we chose the motto this year, Stronger Together. So now let's take a look at what we've delivered this year that helps make our partners' lives a little bit easier. Scoping can make or break a project, so I know a lot of the partners here understand that very well. One small change and the complexity can really double. So that's why we have built Scope Builder to bring clarity, structure, and speed to the solutioning process. It starts with facts pulled from the system using the analysis, and then an expert-guided questionnaire helps you define the right scope based on real scenarios and not just guesswork. Scope Builder automatically captures key decisions, flags assumptions, and compiles everything in a clean and consistent output in Word, in PowerPoint that's ready to go and usable at the customer directly. So it replaces time-consuming workshops and crazy Excels with a standardized software-based intelligent approach that saves time, reduces risks, and makes handovers to delivery a little bit more seamless. It's available today for use by customers and partners to help you scope faster and more effectively, even without us, without S&P. And it's a key part of how we scale delivery across the entire Kyano platform. Now, let's take a look at how we help you get started faster and smarter. With Content Configurator, which is available in the latest Kyano Move release, we've simplified the setup of transformation projects. It's all about creating a tailored rule-based that's centered on your actual system landscape and your project scope, with less manual work and fewer errors. So instead of starting from scratch, you import a scenario template and you apply the scoping from a generated blueprint. Then you define your target system setup, if that's ECC or S4, shell or full copy. Content Configurator handles it all. The result, is that you're ready for your first test migration much faster, so that your teams can focus immediately on the project-based challenges that really matter. And once the project is underway, Mission Control supports execution with a centralized cockpit to monitor progress, track dependencies, and coordinate across teams. It's especially valuable when timelines are really tight and multiple teams are involved. What's new is that we've embedded Copilot directly into Mission Control. So it's a natural language assistant that makes the system easier and faster to use, especially for new users or partner teams. So you can ask Copilot anything on the current project, so to report on progress or even create and modify steps in the project plan, all with just a simple prompt. This dramatically reduces training time, it improves onboarding, and it helps projects stay on track without a constant back and forth. So from setup all the way to execution, Keyano now helps teams move faster, stay aligned, and scale with confidence. That was what we delivered this year, as I said, and it's available already today. Now, we're launching 2 key innovations that will be central for deeper ecosystem enablement: Keyano Orchestrator and Keyano Marketplace. First, let's talk about Orchestrator. As transformation projects become more complex, keeping track of tasks, tools, and timelines across multiple systems and teams becomes really a major challenge. That's why we built Keyano Orchestrator. It's kind of like a cloud-powered evolution of Mission Control. It's a dedicated cloud application that's designed to give project leads and program managers a unified, real-time view across all running projects, whether that's a single migration or a global rollout. It connects all SMP tools, all partner tools in a single spot, so that you can manage task dependencies, status updates, and delivery milestones from one place. It supports guided procedures, even for ABAP-based tasks, and it links all components involved in the transformation from planning through to execution. So the result is greater transparency, better coordination, and faster response to change. So teams can stay aligned and focused no matter how many moving parts there are in play. Orchestrator isn't the only thing we're bringing this year, though. I'm excited to tell you that Marketplace will be launching this summer, and this is where you can expand the platform with curated add-ons, tools, and content that have been designed to specifically work with Keyano. If you need a solution for data quality or managing customizations, we are delivering our own homegrown SMP content here, and we've partnered with companies who specialize in key data management and migration capabilities to make Keyano fit your needs end to end. And in the future, we also plan to fold in customer content here through the community area, so watch out for that in the future. And now, there's no better segue from announcing Marketplace than to bring one of our early adopter partners on stage with me. Please welcome and give a warm round of applause for Garen Main from SmartShift. Hi, Garen. Hi, Garen. It's great to have you up here with me.
Delighted to be here.
Thank you. We're really excited that SmartShift is launching on Marketplace. Can you tell us a little bit about the solution that you have there?
Yeah, so absolutely. So SmartShift are absolutely delighted to have partnered with SMP to bring our custom code insights directly into the Keyano platform. So that's bringing our SmartShift custom code clean core methodology aligned to that. And effectively what that means is within the actual platform, a customer will get an overview of their custom code. And if that indicates they need a deep dive, they will then be able to go and get our Rapid Code Analyzer also on the Marketplace. So the Rapid Code Analyzer basically analyzes your custom code estate. And it will take about a week. And after that week, it will show you all of the aspects of your custom code estate. So you're talking about a number of custom objects and what categories they are in. So we're not just talking about compatibility to S4, we're talking about performance, stability, and security of that custom code. So for customers, that means there's no blind spots, no manual guesswork, no delays, just a direct automated path to a clean core, ready-to-go code.
We sometimes hear from customers that they want to go greenfield.
Never.
But when they start looking at all of the custom code and how long it's going to take to recreate it, that becomes really a major challenge. Tell us about how SmartShift helps customers tackle that challenge.
Well, you know, it's a story we hear all the time, and increasingly we're seeing a number of customers that have decided to go on a clean core journey, and about 9 months down the line, they've gone through the discovery phase, they're going through the blueprint phase, and then everything comes crashing down. And the reason, because that challenge is effectively custom code. Custom code is very, if you like, the greenfield approach is very attractive. You know, you're looking at clean core environment, no baggage, it's all great. But the reality is your custom code that you've developed sometimes over 30, 40 years represents what makes you unique. And it also represents a huge amount of investment. So most customers, let's say, have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of custom code objects, and nobody wants to kind of rewrite them. So what we can do is work with customers to run our clean core analysis tool, again, available in the marketplace. We start to make sense of what's available there to them. So when they actually then start to look at maybe a selective data approach, we can actually help them identify those specific items of custom objects they want to bring across with them and their dependencies. So we're the only platform out there that is able to do that.
Okay. That sounds like you guys have custom code pretty covered, right? Are there any other thoughts you want to leave the audience with?
Yeah, absolutely. Firstly, I'd like to say how delighted we are to be partnering with SMP, and we're really excited to see how that environment, how that partnership grows, and we continue to innovate on the Keyano platform. It's a game changer, and we're going to really look forward to how that transformation takes place. I think what I would like to say is that what we offer is not just making code work in S4. We do more than that. We're actually taking the security, the optimization, the ABAP cloud elements of that, and making sure that that is truly transformed code and optimized code running in that area. So as we move forward, I think it's going to be really exciting how we do that. The other thing I should say is that we do all of that in a fixed time, fixed price environment for customers. So there's security around that using our automated intelligent platform.
Okay, well, that's quite a lot. Gerrit, thank you so much for coming up on stage with me and explaining that to the audience. I
Thank you
wish
very
you a
much
wonderful
indeed.
transformation world.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't forget to check out SmartShift's booth in the partner alley just upstairs on the right. As you heard in Jens's keynote, ecosystem enablement is just one of a few strategic innovation items that we're focusing on this year. As part of our cloud portfolio, we're also expanding in the area of enterprise data management, particularly in Keyano Manage. And today, I'm very happy to announce Keyano Data Fridge Cloud will launch in private preview this September. It's a fully cloud-native solution that gives users seamless to legacy ERP data even after the system is shut down. It gives you a modern UI that you can explore the archived data using familiar SAP-style screens or to create custom queries and reports, all without needing access to the original system. It's intuitive, it's flexible, it's compliant, and it supports SAP and non-SAP sources. So it's a big step forward for any organization looking to modernize selectively, but still preserve access to critical historical data while streamlining their future strategy. You already heard about what Crossway can do today, but I'm also looking forward to telling you about the road ahead. In upcoming releases, we're expanding transformation capabilities even more. You can expect a growing library of built-in transformation functions designed to simplify even the most complex migration scenarios. Crossway will also be deeply integrated with Orchestrator, which means tighter control and automation as projects move from development into execution. So your teams can manage migrations with greater transparency and precision. And with Marketplace, you'll soon find a growing collection of Crossway content. So predefined business objects, reusable mappings, and templates, all designed to accelerate delivery and customizable to fit each and every project. We're also broadening the systems we support. So in addition to launching with CostPoint, we're looking into opportunities for Microsoft Navision, JD Edwards, Oracle ERP variants, Maximo, and many, many more. So we're very, very eager to co-innovate with you guys so that we can make Crossway a universal bridge into SAP. And now, instead of just talking about it, let's show you what it actually looks like. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Steel Arbini, CTO of North America, to take you through a demo.
Wow, wow, wow. So great to be here, and thank you for letting me be here, Tara. What an amazing event so far, and it's great to be with all these unbelievable experts. And I mean, so much new stuff, really, really stronger together. And was that an amazing presentation with April and Diana? Wow. And now we're going to show that real stuff that they used on that project. You know, today in the morning, I heard a couple of jokes about the Mannheim English. Now, it's going to be even worse because you're going to have to hear New York English now, which is much worse than Mannheim English. So I apologize in advance. But anyway, let's go. All right. So the use case we're going to talk about today is an acquisition. The company we're buying has a non-SAP ERP, and we're going to merge that into our existing SAP ERP. And Kyano is the perfect solution for this because it accelerates your time to value and more than pays for itself. The Kyano platform's AI-powered analysis and agility index allows you to identify key optimizations and pull them forward in order to quickly improve your agility and get them out of the big projects and improve your M&A speed, your agility. It could be a legal entity rationalization, a customer realignment, or a tax restructuring, and many others identified in the 50+ KPIs in the agility index. This becomes work you don't have to do in the next M&A. It's done beforehand. You get the benefit of it right away. You make the final project shorter and less disruptive. And that's the key. Each item Kyano identifies in the agility index can account for as much as 3 to 10% of the overall project effort. If you can pull this forward across several projects, you could easily save $1 million. And don't forget the 20% communications overhead you have from running multiple projects at the same time, eliminated by Kyano and the plan, move, manage cycle, because quicker execution means less we have to do in parallel. So now we're going to dive right in and look at some non-SAP system. We start with an overall technical view, and we're going to look at the PO. In this example, the seller is running JD Edwards. We initially get some data quality metrics from the purchase order, used fields, key fields, null values. Next, we can look at the date distribution, because we may only want to bring data for a certain date range. We even see invalid dates that we could correct. Next, we move into the business entities. These are a business representation of the data, a process level view. We see what's used and not used. This is your business impact. This is your testing impact, and data that we don't have to migrate because it's not being used. And all this feeds our scope builder and platform agnostic modernization and migration. Next, we're going to look at the SAP target now, but through our 50-plus KPIs from the Agility Index. We see a medium agility overall, high agility on data quality, and you can drill into those and see, more detail. On the right there, medium agility in technical complexity and low agility on our use of archive. And we can then drill into those details and get the actual view of those KPIs. We see here, the first one, there are many empty fields on the business partner. Now, this is critical to know because we're going to be migrating customers from that non-SAP system. And we have all these empty attributes. Maybe there's processes that require them. We might have to populate them during the migration. This is also going to hurt our AI adoption, our analytics, and our reporting. And with Keyano, you can fix this, which is going to lead to faster M&A, quicker reaction, and more important, data readiness for AI. And because these are the attributes that your machine learning model is going to train against. If they're all blank, what can the model learn from them? Nothing. The model will not have enough data to train on. So the point is, Keyano is an enabling technology to let you take advantage of the wonderful AI available from SAP and RISE without waiting years. Okay, so we're going to move into some other metrics, but this is the type of thing Keyano identifies to let you bring forward, do it outside the scope of a mega M&A. This way, those future projects get faster. You could respond faster. You have to do less in parallel. Next, we see too many customers per company. Well, this is important also because this might hurt our closing cycle, and we're going to bring in more customers from that non-SAP system. If we're going to put them in there, we're going to make it even worse. And we certainly don't want to do that. This is going to make our closing cycle longer, our AR reconciliation longer, and it's going to slow down future M&A. Why? Because now we have to separate it all back again. We made a big mess, now we got to pull it apart. So it lowers our agility. So Keyano here is suggesting benefits that we can leverage in our M&A. This is really a huge differentiator. So you can pull it forward, do it early, and execute them outside the M&A. So there's other things we can look at in the analysis as well: the authorization concept, the overall data quality, interface usage, license optimization, and even custom code analysis, as the last group spoke about, all in the Keyano platform. Critical parts of any migration, but also for the ongoing management of the landscape. Now we go into our platform agnostic migration, and this is how, loaded with Keyano Copilot, AI mentoring and minding. And the first component here is our orchestrator. We see an overview of project tasks with a Gantt chart, live, real-time status. Of course, drilling on any of these will give you detail into the tasks, the subtasks, and infused with our quality gates. Lets you benefit from lessons learned from over 15,000 projects. Keyano will not let you go on to the next step unless you've passed the quality gate. Now we move into the data migration part. This is our Keyano Crossway component, again, infused with Copilot, AI-based mentoring and minding. We see a data view, an entity-level view of the source data representing the customer, right? This is eliminating some of the longest, most time-consuming parts of the project, the decomposition and understanding of the source done for you by Keyano. Now we see where it's going to wind up in SAP, in the target. The same entity-level view. Nobody knows all the tables, but they understand customer and partner. You see the source and target mapping, source on the left, target on the right. And of course, you can click into any of those and do detailed rule authoring. But also, if you wanted to open up and put some custom code in there, you can. Probably don't want to, but it's possible. From there, we can move on to the actual execution of this data migration. And you see here the extractions, the transformation, and the loading. And at each stage, you can drop in there and see the data to ensure that you're going to get what you thought you were going to get. That's quality delivered, right? And cap it all off with our co-pilots, AI mentoring and minding. Keyano will tell you when you're about to make a mistake. It'll recommend a better way to do something. That's mentoring and minding, all done through the Keyano platform. And cap it off with what you heard before, our 4 layers of automated verification, which greatly reduces the amount of human-based testing. And back to you, Tara, and thank you for the chance.
Thank you, Steele, for that enlightening demo. It was great. Thank you so much. Back in 2011, we began building automation software for SAP to SAP migrations, accelerating transformation projects with speed and reliability. From there, we evolved, we expanded to support non-SAP systems, became system agnostic, and began embedding AI features into the platform to reduce manual effort and increase impact. Now, we're entering the next phase of the journey, and Keyano's AI strategy is built around 2 core pillars. The first pillar is AI-powered productivity. So we've already embedded context-aware co-pilots and natural language assistants throughout Keyano, and these are already making things easier and faster for users, so with less effort, and it's just the beginning. Next, we're building a unified Keyano agent. It's a proactive AI teammate that doesn't just respond to questions, but it actively supports your workflows across Keyano Foundation, Move, and Manage. It flags issues, offers recommendations, and even takes action to run complex cross-application workflows so that your teams can work smarter and not harder. We're layering that foundation today, and we will continue to build on it. The second pillar is AI enablement for customers. Here, it's all about preparing data for the AI era. So making it structured, semantically enriched, and ready for scale. Today, we do that through Crystal Bridge for SAP to SAP migrations, through Crossway for non-SAP to SAP migrations, and soon we will do that with consolidation pipelines feeding platforms like SAP Business Data Cloud. And going even further, we'll be ingesting unstructured content like documents, emails, SharePoint files into our transformation logic. And this makes Keyano not just a migration tool, but an intelligent layer between your existing past systems and your future strategy. So in summary, we're building AI that empowers your people and AI that prepares your data. So we're investing right now so that today's co-pilots become tomorrow's teammates, and today's migration tools become tomorrow's AI-powered data engines. Last but not least, let's talk about something that I think many of you are grappling with right now: how to move to SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition without leaving all the value behind in your existing SAP landscape. At SMP, we've seen firsthand how hard it is for the installed base customers to go all into the cloud overnight. There's just too much at stake. There's compliance history, analytical insight, and process context that just still matters. But As I promised last year, SAP is evolving, and as a long-term SAP customer and trusted partner, we are evolving with them. That's why we've developed a dual-track approach. One that we start building and designing as we go so that we can help customers move forward without losing that value that came before. We call it Assess, Move, Access. We begin with Assess, which is powered by an enhanced Keyano Agility Assessment. It quickly and quietly scans your existing system, generates a heat map of business objects, usage patterns, and cloud fit readiness. It identifies entities that are low risk but high impact so that you know what is good to move with fast and what might need a little bit more thought. Then, using Keyano Move, together with SAP's Migration Cockpit, we selectively migrate open items, master data, and balances cleanly with orchestrated transformation logic that's tailored to S4 Cloud. And here's the magic: we don't leave your history behind. In Access, we know that historical data still matters. That's why we've built an architecture that makes it easy to offload and preserve that history securely, cost-effectively, and in the cloud. With Keyano Data Fridge Cloud, we give you a purpose-built way to store and access that historical data that's tightly integrated with modern cloud storage platforms. And while we support many targets there, we're placing particular focus on SAP Business Data Cloud because we believe it opens the richest potential for future AI-driven scenarios and integration within SAP's evolving landscape. But we're not stopping at structured data, as I said earlier. We're also ingesting unstructured content like emails, documents, and other SharePoint files, and integrating that directly into our migration pipelines to truly enrich and automate the data and making it AI ready. And we're not just recommending this aspirational approach, we're actually living it. So SNP is actively using this methodology as we migrate our own RISE system to the public cloud. And we're working closely with SAP to ensure that we're aligned with best practices and platform direction. This is how we support transformation at the pace that reality today demands: agile, compliant, cost-effective, and cloud-ready. Now, Keyano isn't just a new kid on the block anymore. It's live, it's learning, and it's leading from SAP to non-SAP, from co-pilots to code, from customer insights to AI-powered execution. This is digital transformation with memory, with intelligence, and with community. And we're not doing it alone. We're building it with you, the customers who push us, the partners who scale with us, and SAP, who are always raising the bar. For us at SNP, that's what it means to be stronger together. Now, the next generation of Keyano is already being tested with real AI, real use cases, and real outcomes. And the best part is that you're invited to shape what is next. So please join us in the Keyano Boulevard behind you. See what we're building, share what you need, and let's make enterprise transformation smarter, faster, and a little cooler together. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of Transformation World.